I always love hearing that intro.
What is up, man?
What
How are
is
you doing
up?
today? Welcome, everyone, to Rolly's Retro Room podcast. I am your host, Rolly. That is my co host, Tony.
What's up?
And we are here again to take you down memory lane, bring back some memories, jog some of those things that are buried back in the head that you literally haven't thought of in years. Today is going to be an interesting one, though, I think, though.
I think so. I think we got a couple good subjects. But first, what's your I like your jersey there,
Yeah,
Mister. What is
man.
that? What is it?
So
Banks?
this came in today, and I was like,
Yo,
perfect.
amazing, amazing,
Perfect.
bro.
Nothing's more nostalgic than check it out.
Look at that. Look at
This
that.
is this is Conway.
Got
He
the
was my
C.
favorite character, even though I know Banks is the best player on the team.
He's the best player, bro. He was the one
But
most likely to go pro. I
yeah,
think.
but I had to rep my Ducks. The crazy thing is, I actually bought both of them. So I got
Yeah.
this one from part two, and I got the green one with like the OG duck on it. But they were from two different places. So one of them said to get a size bigger than what you normally get.
Hmm.
And then this one said get it your regular size. It fits you normal. So I got this one extra large because I like it a little. I like my jerseys a little loose. The other one I got in 2XL and it's freaking 2XL. It's huge. So I was
It's
like, okay,
massive.
yeah, I can't rock this thing. So
Are you gonna return it?
yeah, I'm gonna return it. The thing is, so that place is like sold out of the XLs, which makes sense.
Right.
And it's like they have, funny enough, they have Banks, but they don't have Conway.
All right.
So I gotta get to see. I gotta get the
You
cap.
gotta get to see. You gotta get to see. He had to fight hard for that scene in part three, I believe. I don't remember.
He had
It
to
was
he had
like
to earn
it
it
was
back.
had to earn it back. That's right. That's when they were learning true defense, like real hockey. They had like
Two
at
way
their
hockey.
match. Yep, I remember
Yeah,
that.
but yeah, I got the
Everybody gives
jersey,
that. I love it. Look at
and
that.
then the hat has the logo. If you see it
Nice.
there.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Yeah, all retroed out for the '90s. That's what I'm talking about right there.
Yep.
So, all right, cool. I got this, shirt. My girl got me this shirt. Pretty good. Keep it classic. I like it.
Nothing
Figure, you know
says
what?
keep it classic like an NES controller.
Oh yeah. So any good movies lately?
Man, so I basically seen I think all the good movies that I was interested in. So I did see Mission Impossible last month.
Oh, that was great. That was an awesome one. Way
Yeah,
to kick off the summer blockbuster. It
yeah.
was Tom Cruise Mission Impossible.
Mission
Final Reckoning.
Impossible is dope. I got the popcorn bucket that lights up and everything. It's back there.
Nice.
Um,
Is that the one with the
um,
key where you kind of like and unlock it?
hmm
Nice.
Then the other movie I watched, my girlfriend's a massive Stitch fan, so
Okay.
we went to go watch that. And funny enough, I dare say that's probably the best live action Disney movie that's come out.
Out of all of them.
So I don't like the live action movies. The only one I guess I enjoyed is because I'm biased was Aladdin,
Mm.
and even then people don't like that one either.
Yeah.
People aren't just fans of the live actions.
Yeah. Will Smith stole the show on that one. He
Hmm.
carried that movie. I thought.
Yeah,
And that was before the slap. So had to throw that in there. But yeah,
yeah.
out of all of them, I've always been disappointed, and I think just you know what, just leave them alone. They're good as animated features.
Hmm.
They're classics. Let's leave them alone. Let's introduce it to our kids, generation after generation. That's it.
Yeah.
But
But this one's definitely in my opinion. And the thing is, I'm not a big Stitch. I wasn't a big Stitch fan. Now it's like kind of, I don't want to say it's forced on me, but it's all around me. Like if this is my room,
hmm
if you check out my chick's library down there, it's all books, but then there's the whole top shelf is all Stitch. And I'm the one that's bought most of them. It's funny
nice.
because I bought her a ton of Stitch stuff, and the Ninja Turtle cabinet. She's bought me most of the stuff in the first Ninja Turtle cabinet.
Nice. Yeah, my girl collects plants, as you can see. There's just plants. That's all. They're
Yeah,
they're everywhere. They're everywhere in this house. But at least I get good oxygen from them. So it's
yeah. There
it's
you go. You're getting the
it's a
pure
good
stuff
compromise.
inside.
Exactly. So yeah, it's funny how our girls kind of influence us. Like they kind of, influence me into trash TV. She I never watched trash TV ever in my life.
Hmm.
And the first one was Love Is Blind, and I'm like, oh,
Oh man,
okay.
yeah, I've seen that.
And then now we're watching Married at First Sight. So yeah, it's funny how it's like that.
Well, my girl is currently on Love Island, which is a big one right now.
Which one? What's that one about?
Uh, I've laid down and I've seen maybe like in totality 4 episodes, but basically the people pair up with a particular person, and then the whole I if I believe I saw it right, you're supposed to date like everybody there,
Right.
and then like every episode, I think you're asked, do you want to stay in your current relationship or do you want to explore something with somebody else?
Oh, okay.
As through some kind of process of elimination, like somebody will get like kicked off.
Right.
And I just found out today like it's a competition show too. I didn't know it's a competition show, so I think whatever couple like stays together at the end wins like money or something like that.
Got it.
But yeah, it's mad like trashy TV, but it's entertaining for brain rot.
It's good. It's a good, just mind numbing thing. So
Yeah, and it's a good reminder of how toxic like the dating world is. So
yeah, yeah. I'm glad we're not out there anymore because we're good. We found our girls and we're happy. It's been good, brother.
yeah, those shows definitely are a good reminder of the if you got a good one, there's nothing out there, especially in Miami. The
Yeah.
Miami
Oh my God.
roster market is very very limited, and
Yeah.
somehow some way we found ours in Miami.
It's not funny, the irony of it all. And it's funny speaking of, we're waiting for the Love Is Blind Miami. We're just like waiting to see
Oh my god,
how that one's gonna turn out.
that is gonna be a freaking wreck. That is gonna be a wreck of a show.
Oh my God, I can't wait. We're like, yo, we're watching that like religiously because we got to see how that's gonna turn out. Well,
Hmm.
anyways, so what are we talking about today, brother?
Today, we are jumping into the world of the breakfast for kids,
Ooh.
the cereals that we ate. What were we doing when we were eating these cereals? The Saturday mornings, the toys. You
Mm,
know, I feel like in this generation now, it's not as pivotal of a thing for them. Like cereal, it's just you go down the cereal aisle. It's just like maybe you have your one favorite. I'm sure there's advertising for it, like and when you're watching kids programming, but
right.
something about the 90s, even the 80s. The 80s had a lot too. The
Of
80s and the
course.
90s, the marketing for cereal. And the thing is, it wasn't just the cereal they were marketing. There were things in the cereal, the toys, these extras, cutouts. That
Oh,
back then, cutouts were a huge thing to us.
oh
Where
yeah, for
kids
sure.
now, no kid is cutting the back of a cereal box for anything.
Oh, there's no way. I mean, there's still mazes and stuff like that. But I remember as I was eating my cereal, if there wasn't a toy, I'd probably be looking at the back of the cereal box and see what puzzle there's back there. You're right, cutting it out and stuff like that, or just reading it. Sometimes they just had like stuff back there because we didn't have tablets back then. It was just, yep,
No
yep,
tablet, no
yeah,
phone, so we weren't. We were reading the back of everything. We were reading the back of cereal boxes. We were reading the back of shampoos,
yeah,
whatever's in the bathroom.
yeah.
I hope
Whatever.
there's some kind of literature. If there isn't, I'm seeing what the ingredients on that bar of soap are.
Of course. Now it's like it's like we can't go to the bathroom without having our phone. Like we go back for our phone.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely. I could, I drop pants. I'm like,
yeah,
oh, my phone's not here, and I gotta pick it up because I'm not gonna. What am I gonna do in there? I
yeah.
need
What
to.
it's like
I
that.
need to plot my my world domination in there.
Of course, it's like Doctor Manhattan sitting on Mars doing nothing, just looking around. Yep, that's exactly how it feels. When I
Yeah.
if I forget my phone, forget. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, you have to go back. And it's and that's been like that since the beginning of time. You go back generations, men were reading newspapers. So this
Yeah.
is kind of like our newspaper, our
Basically.
our world into what's going on in the world type of thing. So anyways, back to cereals.
Yeah.
And
So the crazy thing is, so when I was prepping for this episode, I wanted to see what the how the world was viewed and what maybe some lists, see what they deemed was like the best cereals and stuff like that. I came across this is like a list that was like this is like the most popular list, and I straight up don't agree at all with the order, but this is the order that they ranked them in. So I'll go over it. I think we
what is
had
it,
like
1 through 15?
yeah, it's one. It's like the top 15. It's the 15 top ranked cereals of the 90s by a site called Taste of Home.
Okay. All right, you read them
So
off.
it's a crazy one. I think we also have a clip, so it'll be playing the cereals down at the bottom, so you could see which ones we're talking about, or most of them, to be honest. But here it is. Here are Taste of Home's ranked top 15 cereals of the 90s. And again, this is not our list. This is a list that's on there, and this is the most like viewed and voted list online. So number 15, Cocoa Pebbles.
Cocoa Pebbles. Okay.
Number 14, Reese's Puffs.
Okay.
Number 13, Fruit Loops.
Okay.
Number 12, Cookie Crisp. Do you hear all these cereals that are at the bottom of the
Why?
list?
Wait, wait, wait. Why is wait, wait? Stop, stop right there. Stop right there. Why is Fruit Loops and Cookie Crisps in teens? I don't
Okay.
understand that.
Wait till we get to the bottom.
What?
Number 11, Apple Jacks. Number 10, Frosted Mini Wheats. Now
I
we're
don't.
now we're cracking the top 9.
Number 10 is Frosted Mini Wheats. Okay.
Yeah. Number 9, Golden Grams. We're still late in the list. Number 8, Lucky Charms. Number 7, Corn Pops. Number 6, Honeycomb. Number 5, Tricks. Number 4, Captain Crunch. Number 3, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I agree. Number Cinnamon Toast
Okay.
Crunch should be
Okay.
towards the
At
top.
least, yeah, towards definitely top.
Here's a crazy thing. Number 2, I've never heard of this. I don't know what this is. Maybe I was in a bubble or something like that. But number 2, Cracklin Oats brand.
What is that?
I don't know.
Wait,
I
is
do.
it is that the one with like the O's, like the like it was? I can't remember that for the life of me.
I don't know what the hell
Why is
Cracklin
that number?
Oats brand is.
Why is that number two?
It's
What
number
did that
2.
taste like?
And number 1, and I don't know how they just got number 1, Cheerios.
Yo, yo,
And this was voted and this was based on taste. And I'm just like, bro,
is it
what
even
is
honey?
this
Is it
list?
honey nut Cheerios or just regular Cheerios?
Cheerios, just regular Cheerios.
Cheerios
I
don't
don't know.
taste like anything. And they're based on taste. They just said it. That makes no sense.
I don't know, man.
Yo,
But that list, when I was going off of it, it was crazy to me. So I was just like, what is this? Like, what is this crazy list going on right here? Like this list?
that doesn't make any sense, bro.
No,
I don't get it.
no. Now here's the funny thing about cereals though. So in the 80s they started, they would make cereals kind of linked to like certain medias, movies,
Yeah, I remember.
TV shows, I think video games and stuff like that. Look right there.
Yeah,
And
Donkey
so
Kong.
whatever IP was out that they were promoting at the time, you had some kind of cereal link to it. So they had like Donkey Kong, they had a bunch of other ones. Look at that, strawberry shortcake,
Was that based off
balloons,
like a doll or something?
strawberry shortcake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's what. Okay, I've never heard of that, but okay.
hmm So
Interesting.
they had those there, and it's just like whatever you had going on at the time, whatever was like super popular with the kids, they just had like all these crazy cereals, and basically like they would just put them out like linked with those
C3POs.
C3POs.
That even sounds like a cereal. That's like that
Yeah.
kind of makes sense.
But I think the in those I looked it up as well. It was Donkey Kong Jr., Strawberry Shortcake, the C3POs, E.T. had a cereal,
No way. No freaking way.
Gremlins. There you go. Gremlins, Mr. T, the Smurfs had a cereal. Then there was Cabbage Patch Kids, and then the one it's funny enough. I remember these. There was a Ghostbuster cereal, and it had a like a lenticular, like hollow foil. There you go,
I
in
I
the
don't
front.
I
Yeah,
don't remember that. That's
I
insane.
was a huge Ghostbuster fan growing up for the of the cartoon series as well. I mean, I have a whole section of back there,
Yeah.
Ghostbusters.
Same, bro.
But the lenticular thing that was pretty dope. They also had
Wait,
GI
wait, wait,
Joe.
wait. Go back
Mhm.
real quick. What's the particular thing? What was that?
It's Slimer. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's the Ghostbuster logo, the no
Oh,
ghost.
okay. So you
Yeah,
kind of like do this, and it was okay.
right.
Got it.
Then
Got it.
so going on, the other ones were GI Joe. Then they had a Nintendo one, which was like Mario and Zelda on it.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, wow.
Then you had Barbie, and I think there was a Hot Wheels one. Bill and Ted, and the craziest one to me, was you know who had a cereal and like you will never think it. And funny enough, lately I've been watching this show. I've actually ran through. I'm in season 6 right now. I've been doing it for like 3 or 4 days. I've
Right.
been watching Family Matters,
Get out of here.
and
They
yeah,
had a cereal.
they had a cereal. It was called Urkel O's.
Wow.
And so upon doing this and stuff like that, I've just been watching Family Matters just randomly. I'm like, oh man, let me just go through the get the nostalgic feelings and stuff like that and watch the,
Of course. Yeah. Yeah.
Family Matters. And then you go down the rabbit hole after watching an episode or two, and then you go do some research, and I'm just like, oh, let me see what happened. And then I didn't maybe where we lived it wasn't such a big so Family Matters was huge. I get that,
Right.
but I didn't see all this branding and toys and stuff for Urkel. I knew Urkel was big because he was a big pop culture thing,
Right.
but Urkel had like everything, dolls,
Yeah.
cereals.
I wonder
He
if he
had I
market.
think he had like spaghettios and stuff like that. Like it was just crazy. Like all the stuff that Urkel had. Like there you go, Urkel O's like what like how and he was super. It was super popular. People were had it. There's Urkel dolls now that are on sale. There people are just like selling for like stupid amounts of money.
Did you see? By the way, speaking of which, did you see that they're trying to make a comeback? Right.
Of what?
Of her Family Matters.
Mm,
Was that a
mm,
rumor?
no. So I saw the reunion thing
Yeah.
and the reunion they said that if it was propositioned to them they would all be in, but nothing's in the work, and that reunion was like in
Oh, okay.
2021 or something like that.
Interesting. Yeah, I just saw something on social, so I'm like, oh, are they coming back? Are they? Is it actually coming back? That's crazy.
Yeah, but I mean I'm watching it now, and like I said, I think I'm 6 seasons in. The crazy thing to me is how many famous people now were on that show, like starting and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
That's.
anyways, that's
But
we'll talk
so
we could
Urkel O's. What
yeah.
that's just crazy to me.
But again, it's just if you have a very popular property going on,
They made a
hey,
cereal.
let's make a cereal.
Let's make
And
a cereal.
they made these cereals, and these cereals flew off. And the crazy thing is, like some like I would feel weird telling my mom, yeah, give me some Urkel O's, Urkel O's,
¿Qué? ¿Qué
right?
es eso?
Yeah.
¿Qué?
So,
Urkel. We have Urkel O's at home.
hmm
It'd be
but man,
Cheerios.
that thing is just it's just crazy to me that like it's I don't think there's cereals like that now. Like, for instance, what can you do now? So Dune, you're gonna make a Dune cereal. We already
Yeah, there's
saw
no way.
the debacle with that popcorn
No.
bucket.
Oh my god! Don't tell me about that. That's like that's the marketing thing. Is popcorn buckets. It's not a cereal. It's like what can we come up with a popcorn
Yeah,
bucket? So
but
there's no way they're gonna make a Dune cereal or a Mission Impossible cereal. Though they probably could nowadays. But yeah, it was just exclusive to the '90s and '80s. Like you're right. Like Bill and Ted's, I clearly remember that cereal.
mhm,
I just can't imagine all of them tasting very good. That's just like they can't be all the like this good, you know.
yeah, but yeah, man, that was one thing about the cereals. Like, if there was something cool popping, there was a cereal for it.
Back, I wonder if
So
there's a Back to the Future one. Nah, it was probably too. I wonder
I
if it
think there
was.
was one. I think there was one.
I have a feeling it was one, maybe, but I wonder if it was based on the cartoon. You remember the Back to the
Yeah.
Future
So like
cartoon?
there was that Bill and Ted one. I think there was a Back to the Future one that was like the Bill and Ted one because Bill and Ted
Right,
had the animated series and they had that stuff.
right. Remember.
So
So
with that being said, we saw those crazy cereals. We saw that ridiculous top 15
I still can't believe that
those
list. I
people
cannot
it
believe.
was voted based on taste and popularity.
I'm
I don't
sorry.
know if they got a bunch of these kids now to come up with that list, but that list was absolute ass.
No, I can't. No, there's no way. There's no way that Cheerios is number one.
No way.
I probably should put plain Cheerios at number 15. That's where I probably would put it at.
Hmm.
Plain Cheerios. Honey Nut
Yeah.
Cheerios goes down below, but not plain Cheerios. No
Right.
way. No way.
So with that being said, and seeing that list and seeing all the craziness that was all the other cereals, I dare you now. We'll come
Oh
up
no, you're
here
not. No,
and
you're
we're
not.
gonna do our top five.
Oh my god, you're gonna put
You
me on the
give me
spot like this.
yours, I'll give you mine.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Who's going first?
I'll let you go. Co-host first.
All right. All right. I think at number 5, Let's see if I can think about this because there are some really tough ones. All right, so number five would probably Fruit Loops. Number four will probably be let's probably be Apple Jacks. But number three is it's like a close tie. It's like it's between Golden Grams
Mm-hmm.
and Cookie Crisp, and I don't know which one. I'm gonna have to go. See, the thought of cookies for breakfast was great and appeasing for kids, but I think I have to go with Golden Grams as far as taste. I just remember that taste. I could taste it right now as we speak.
Mm-hmm.
And then actually, oh man, I would have to put Corn Pops number two. And here's the
Okay.
thing: what I like about Corn Pops. A lot of people don't like Corn Pops, but it was the only cereal for me. I'm sure for you is that you could eat it with milk or eat it out of the box,
Yeah.
like as a snack. Like for
Just
me, that's like Corn Pops. Just
handful.
yeah, just
You're
grab
out.
a handful. And number one would have to be for me Frosted Flakes. Like that was my go-to cereal, like to this day.
Frosted
So
Flakes number one.
yeah, I know,
No. Hey man, no, I'm not hating on it.
I
See, the
know.
funny thing is, so I mean, I would get Frosted Flakes as a kid, and I'll give you my list now. But there were times where um, they would buy other cereals, or they would get bring us like cornflakes,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh, it's all the same thing." I'm like, "No, Frosted Flakes has sugar on it." So struggle. I would pour sugar on that shit, just straight up pouring sugar on top of the frost on the cornflakes. Put the milk and just like hey, this is
Ho-
Frosted Flakes,
Hope it tasted the same, and
and
it
going in. Never did,
never
never did.
did.
And what did you end up with? Just a bowl full of
Sugar
milk
at the bottom of the
and
milk.
sugar at the bottom. So I would scoop the sugar, put the cornflakes in the same spoon, and then just try to like mix it in my mouth.
How do we? I remember doing that exact same thing. I don't know how we became diabetics when we were kids, bro.
Yeah,
Just the amount of sugar we had in cereal
yeah.
alone. That's crazy. That's crazy to
But all
me.
right, I
All
will
right,
give
your
you
turn.
my
Tell
top
me your
five.
top five. What is your top five?
So your number one is my number five.
Oh my God, we're on
My
complete
number
opposite end.
five is cornflakes.
Okay,
I'm sorry, Frosted
got
Flakes.
Frosted Flakes. Okay,
My number five is Frosted Flakes.
okay.
I'm gonna cheat here because there's two versions of two cereals, but I'm
Oh, I
using it
think
as
I'm
a one
gonna.
category.
Okay, all right,
Number
fine.
four is Flintstones, Cocoa Pebbles, and Fruity Pebbles
Fruity Pebbles.
because
I was more of a Fruity Pebbles type of guy.
okay. And the thing is, with the Cocoa Pebbles, I feel like you just drink the milk after because you got like chocolate milk.
Yeah, for sure.
Number three is Lucky Charms.
Okay. Lucky
Number
Charms.
two,
Wow, I didn't even think of that. Yeah.
number two, I'm cheating again. Captain Crunch and Crunchberry. It's the same thing. The only difference is Crunchberry has the berries. Now, Captain Crunch is very controversial because they have the reputation of screwing up the top of your mouth. Yep. But man, was it worth it? To me, it was worth it. You just gotta let that shit sit a little bit longer,
A little soggy.
soak a little more milk, and then you're good to go. Captain Crunch is too fire. And Crunchberry, bro, I remember my buddy worked at PDQ and they had a seasonal shake that they would make with Crunchberry.
Ooh,
It was the most fire thing I ever had. Like that thing was
that is
fire. But it wasn't all year round. So every time it came back, he would hey, it's back. And I would go and that's like I'd be like on diets basically all the time and working out and stuff like that. I don't care. I'm breaking for that because it's only back for like 2 or 3 months.
right, for
But
sure.
yes, Captain Crunch, Crunchberry number two, and my number one
What is it?
is Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Ah, see, yeah. That's my cinnamon toast crunch, bro. Like I get it. That was so. That's to this day your go-to cereal.
Yeah, and the thing is, so Cinnamon Toast Crunch, I feel has the same factor like you said about corn pops,
Okay.
where you can eat it in the bowl with cereal and with milk, or you could, hey, if you're just gonna chill in the room or something, you could literally grab the box and just start shoveling that stuff. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't need to be a breakfast thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Like you could literally pick it up and eat it whenever. Versus other cereals, it's more of a breakfast mood, or it's a sit down in front of the TV, watch your cartoons kind of
For sure.
situation.
Yeah, definitely for
So,
sure. I
but
get
yeah,
it.
that that
That's a
that
good
was
list.
yeah. But that's my top five. Number one, my number one, number two. I don't eat cereal like that anymore. I don't eat cereal. Like I just
I
I
can't eat
don't.
cereal like that anymore. I used
But
to eat it
if
late at night, and then it would give me like a headache the next day. I think it was a sugar or something like that. It's just I can't.
but if I were to go out right now and I was told, hey, go get a cereal, it would definitely be either Cinnamon Toast Crunch or Captain Crunch. Like literally.
That's it.
And here's the other thing about these cereals. I mean, what were you doing when you were eating these cereals? For the most part, it was Saturday.
Yeah.
I was
Saturday morning
watching
cartoons.
cartoons,
Yep.
getting
Same.
ready, watching my cartoons, sitting in front of the TV. Our TVs weren't up high. My TV was on the floor.
Same.
Had that wooden TV,
Yep.
and you sit right down in front of it, and you had either your bowl in your hand, or do you remember those dinner trays that we had back in the
Yes.
day
Of
that had the
course.
two folding legs?
Yeah.
I had a Ninja Turtle one, which I'm on the hunt for right now, but people are being a
Oh,
little ridiculous with their prices. But
really?
I'm on the hunt for that Ninja Turtle TV dinner stand that I had to have it for the retro room. But yeah, man, I would sit, and it's funny because I don't fit under that thing now. Like I'm
No, there's
remembering
no
that
way.
thing, and it's just crazy how I would like sit on the floor, put that dinner tray, and then my cereal bowl, my orange juice, and just go to
Yeah.
town.
Yeah, me was sitting on the floor and then pulling the coffee table forward like this, and just be like right in front of the TV because the TV was low. It wasn't
Hmm.
high up on the walls like it is now. It was low. It was low to the ground, so you wanted to
Yeah.
be kind of eye level with it. And my bowl. I don't know about your bowl. My bowl was big. It was like I don't know if you remember that scene in Forgetting Sarah Marshall where he like pours a huge bowl of cereal.
Hmm.
Mine it felt like that. It was like big. I didn't want to go back for seconds. I just wanted to finish one big ass bowl of cereal. That's how it
Yeah.
was for me.
So funny enough that you're talking about bowls. When you talk about bowls and we're talking about cereal, and we're talking about the 90s,
Of course.
you have to talk about the Ninja Turtle cereal. And we're talking about IPs,
Yeah, for
cereals
sure.
that were linked to stuff. What property was the most poppin' ending the 80s and going to the 90s? Ninja Turtles.
Yeah,
And Ninja
hands
Turtle
down.
cereal was, funny enough, a lot of these cereals tend to like kind of not be so great tasting. No, that Ninja Turtle cereal was popping.
Yeah,
But
for
what
sure.
made it pop even more, my friend,
What?
is that if you got this cereal, you had an opportunity to get a free, not pay extra, not ship out anything, a
Hmm.
free bowl included with your cereal.
No, yeah, I remember it was all four of
Right.
the Ninja Turtles, correct?
So you go. Here's the hardest part of the hardest decision you had to make as a kid, when you go to the cereal aisle and your mom tells you you could pick out any cereal you want. Awesome. The first thing you're doing, you're sprinting to that
Hmm.
Ninja Turtle section. Oh crap, they have all four. Now, I am a Raphael guy
Right.
for several reasons. I was a sarcastic kid. I had attitude, and
That temper.
his name was Raphael. He had the R
Yep.
on his belt. My name is Rolly. We just he and I connected.
Right.
So I had to get the bowl with Raphael. So I got that bad boy. And then I believe my brother made like a stink about it. He's like, "Oh, I want one too." He was not into Ninja Turtles. He would like watch it with me, and he was there with it when it was on. But he himself, like, he didn't care for those things like Power Rangers, Ninja Turtles, stuff like that. That wasn't his realm.
Right.
But he enjoyed it because I guess that's something we would do together, and like it would remind him of me. So, being the older brother,
Hmm.
the powers of persuasion,
Of
I was
course.
like, "All right." He's like, my mom let him pick one, and I was just like, "All right, cool." I'm just like, "Yo, get Leonardo." Like, "Oh, I want Michelangelo because my name is Michael." I was like, "Get Leonardo." And he's like, "But it's for me." I go, "Yeah, but Leonardo's cooler, this and that, and you're not really gonna use it, so I'll use it. I'll have two." And he's just like, "No, I want Michelangelo." So then, I had to give him the look and the
Of
threat.
course. Oh, the older brother look threat is like you're
If you
getting
don't get Leonardo right now, when we get home, I'm messing you up. So he goes and runs to my mom, tells him, tells my mom, and my mom's like, "Go pick the one that you want." He goes walking up to the cereal, but like looking at me,
yo, Mike.
and then he reaches up and grabs fucking Leonardo. I was like,
You like
mm.
this?
He's like, and then he grabs the Leonardo one, and I was like, and then my mom goes, "Is that the one that you want? Are you sure?" He's like, "Yeah." Like,
Yeah. You're like
good
you're
boy.
behind the thing. You're like,
Good boy. We
That's
get the cereal. We go home, and I was like, "Hey, good looking out." And then he's like, "I'm not gonna use it anyways." I'm like, "All right, cool."
that's what I
So
figured.
yeah,
That's your,
but
and
yeah, man.
you got two bowls out of it.
hmm But I wanted all of them. But my mom wasn't gonna buy that again for me. But
So
yeah,
you,
that was the Ninja Turtle one.
how did
That
that taste?
was.
I have to ask because I never tried it. I never tried it.
Um, I want to tell you that I can't remember what it tastes like. I know that I liked it. I really really liked it. I just can't because I didn't. I think I only had. So I only had 3 boxes of it. I had the two that came with the cereal bowl, and then really shortly after they stopped doing the cereal bowl thing. So you only got the regular
Yeah.
cereal, but I did enjoy it. I know I liked it a lot, and I believe it had marshmallows in it, and
Hmm.
they were like shaped as like pizzas and stuff like that.
Nice, nice.
I actually have. They came out with a new Ninja Turtle cereal.
Oh, really?
For the new Ninja Turtles. I was here hoping, praying that it would be the same cereal. Just they put the cartoons of the new stuff. No,
And
the new cereal doesn't hit as hard. I have it there just to have it with my Ninja Turtle stuff. Nothing included. Caca.
yeah,
Like there's nothing with it.
yeah.
The other cool thing about the old Ninja Turtle cereal was on the back. You could cut out like cards. They had
Hmm.
like cards on the back of like
Right,
scenes from the movie.
right.
So that was dope. Again, this is just simple, plain things that it's like, all right, you're getting a cereal, you're getting a bowl, and then on the back you just cut these things out, and here's like collectible cards with the
Yeah.
cereal.
And we were in heaven, bro. Like that
Didn't
was it.
need anything else.
Didn't need
Didn't need
anything else.
anything
We
else.
were in heaven. I mean,
Yeah.
and here's the thing about those type of cereals. We remember our top five. We remember those cereals. We can taste it right off the top. Those cereals didn't last long. They weren't on the market for very long. So it wasn't instilled enough to be like, I know what that tastes. I could go back and tell you this is what this tastes like, and I could taste it right now as we speak. Those type of cereals never did, you know? So
Mhm.
it was like that. But it came with some really cool stuff. It really did.
Yeah. There. Well, you have a cereal that you were
I did. I
a huge
did.
fan of.
Oh my god. Yeah. And I'm gonna bring this bad boy. Come here, buddy. There we go. I had an obsession with this man. Still do to this day.
Listen, bro. If you want to start breaking out toys, don't maybe take a whole
That-
shelf
that-
out of
t- t-
it.
let me have this. All right, brother. No one likes to show off, really. Okay. You're constantly showing off in this. Just let me have this moment, okay? I'm just gonna put him back here. You just stay right back there. You just show off right there. There you go. Batman 1989 came out with a cereal.
Mhm.
And on that cereal came with a Batman bank. It wasn't a bowl. It was a bank. It was wrapped
Yes.
around the cereal, and you just I desperately wanted it. I never got it. I'm on the hunt for it now as we
Mhm.
speak. I've seen them on eBay. They're pretty cheap. I haven't yet to grab one, but I definitely at least just want one. But I do remember that the cereal tasted like ass. Hated the cereal. I'm like, Batman, never make a cereal again. Okay, you're cool toys, wonderful toys, wonderful hero, but that cereal tasted like ass, bro. And I wanted the bank, I never got it. I saw it in the cereal aisle. It was an obsession for me. And to this day I never got it. But that Batman bank, bro, I mean it wasn't like a little toy that you see and toss it in. That thing was like it was massive, bro.
Yeah,
And it was
I remember
wrapped
the
around me.
images. Yeah, we saw. I saw a picture. We were talking about it a few days back, and yeah, it was almost the same size as the bowl. Like it covered almost the whole front of the cereal box.
Pretty much, yeah, and bro. It was, and you just, you take it and you go save your money, and it had like a little piggy bank, Batman bank. Oh, like I would kill to get one of those. One
Yeah,
day, I think if I do get one, I'm gonna bring it. I'm gonna bring it, put it back here, and show it off my little. You got your whole self shelf. Just give me this one little shelf, just right here, okay? All right, just let me have that, bro.
yeah,
But other than that, that Batman cereal tasted like ass. All I wanted was a bank, and that's how they marketed to these kids, bro. Yeah, we could have our cereal taste like ass, but look at this cool ass thing that you're getting. It was like genius. It was marketing genius, bro. It
yeah,
really was.
absolutely.
It really was. So, but other than that, most of the cereals came with toys.
Yeah,
Just bloop, toss it inside.
and the
That's
crazy thing is, I believe, thinking back, so Kellogg's had toys in them. So basically, they must have had some kind of partnership with Disney
Mm.
because my one of my biggest like fandoms that I was into during that time was anything that had to do with, funny enough, ducks. And
Yeah.
just for the record, had this not came in today, the
Ooh.
shirt I was gonna wear today anyways was gonna have a duck on it
Okay.
because I have a Gizmo duck shirt and I
Okay.
literally
Cool.
had the Gizmo duck there on the bed ready to go, and then I got the Amazon thing like, oh, your package is delivered. I go, oh, this is
Oh,
before. Let me go make sure it fits. And all right, well, I went from one duck to the other. So today I was gonna be duck themed today, anyways. But anyways,
nice. It's a real hockey jersey. It's like stitched on and everything. Huh?
oh yeah, it's crazy how cheap it was. It was like $35.
That's nuts.
Yeah. So but yeah, the cereal frosted flake cornflakes had a thing where you get the cereal and you get a toy inside. Now here's the thing with this situation. Back then, you didn't know what toy you were getting, so you could go to the cereal aisle, pick one, and you were just there's four toys, and
Yeah.
there was a chance you were gonna get four Scrooge McDucks, four Webbies, like
Yeah.
you know
You
you
didn't know.
weren't you didn't know.
You didn't have
So
a. You were just
what
like,
did
hey,
they do? This is genius marketing on their end,
okay,
and look how cheap things were. You open your cereal, you get your toy. The first toy I got was Scrooge McDuck.
okay,
Love Scrooge. And I was like, okay, the one I wanted was Gizmo Duck. Had I gotten Gizmo Duck, I wouldn't have cared. I didn't care about the other ones. I just wanted Gizmo Duck. There were no toys of Gizmo Duck at the time, and Gizmo Duck to me is one of the dopest looking cartoon characters from
right.
that era. Like he just looks so dope. So on the back, they have a whole little like art thing, and you see all the Ducktail stuff, all the characters, and it says with a little card, if you want all four figures, get, I believe it's two proof of purchases, mail this card, fill it out, mail it out, and send like $1.80 or $2 or something like that. And they'll send you in the mail all four. So
Wow.
all you needed was two proof of purchase of the cereal,
And that was it.
$1.80, a stamp, and then you ship that little card that you fill out, you cut it out, send
Hmm.
it out, and then they'll send you back all four figures.
That's
Now,
insane. You could have just
you
gone all four figures without like buying four different cereals. You could just had buying two. That's it.
right, and not playing the Russian roulette of who's in this cereal
Right.
box.
Right.
So I asked my mom. She was down. She's like, all right, cool. That way I don't have to buy like keep buying all these cereals to make sure you get all the toys. Dale, let's do it.
Right.
So she goes. She gave me the money. She helped me fill it out. We put the stamp on the thing and sent it away. Now, I mean, I'm sure you remember the mail system in the '90s. There was quite a
A
waiting time
a
when
long
you
wait.
sent
Not
anything out.
everything was Prime Day, like it
No,
is now.
this thing took a long time to get to me.
For sure.
So, but eventually, after harassing my grandmother for almost 2 months and asking her every day if it came, it finally came, and I was over the moon. I had two Scrooge McDucks, and I had everybody else. And man, these things I like took them everywhere with me. That Gizmo Duck toy, he's literally just like this the whole time. He's just pointing.
Yeah,
The coolest little
it
toy
is. He
ever.
was the coolest. He was.
Yeah.
He just was.
And then
And
they did the same thing with Darkwing Duck. They had four little figures for Darkwing Duck, and it was the same situation. I didn't go too heavy on that because I like hit kind of like that situation I told you with Gizmo Duck.
yeah,
I hit Darkwing on the first try. I'm like, I don't need anybody else.
yeah,
It was Darkwing. It was I believe his niece. I forgot her name right now. It was Electro Volt, which is a bad guy, and Launchpad. That was the four for them.
yeah.
And I got
The nineties had a lot of things with ducks. Have you noticed that? Or is it
well,
just me?
yeah, that was Disney. Disney was all ducked out.
Yeah, definitely for sure. So yeah, so you got Darkwing Duck, and that was it. You didn't need it anymore.
No, so I didn't.
Did it have
I
the
didn't
same
get
thing
that.
in the back? Did it have the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
thing?
the
Oh, nice,
the same mail-in offer and stuff like that.
nice.
But since I had Darkwing, I didn't have to like. I didn't care for the other ones.
Makes sense.
So, but that was just it's just crazy. Like, and literally, you're just reaching in there, close your eyes, pull it out. Oh, there it is. Your toy was in the cereal.
There you go.
Now, there were other toys back then. Again, all Disney. It must, like I said, Disney must have had something with Kellogg's because you had like stamps. The stamps had like all the characters' faces on it. There were triangle stamps, and then you would like take the top off, and you'd like be stamping your friends like if you were a club owner or something like that.
Yeah, I
Just putting
remember.
all the different ones.
I remember those stamps. Like you just you'd be like, bloop. I think
Yeah,
that's yeah. Like it was definitely like that was the one. That's what I think. That's the one you use when you like want to return back into the club here in Miami. It's like you coming back? Yeah, here you go.
yeah,
Bloop.
just
I'm just like duckling duck. I'm like that's what it looked like. But they were like tiny little stamps. I'll
yeah.
never forget them for sure.
And then other than the stamps, they had those spoons, the like spoons
That's
for
right.
like Lion King,
The Aladdin
Aladdin.
spoons. Yep,
Yeah,
I
but
remember
man,
the
yeah,
Aladdin spoons.
just getting toys and cereals was just like, it was just crazy. Now here's the thing, I looked it up. It's so depressing. I looked it up, see like why they don't do like toys and cereals, and it's a choking
Why?
hazard. Choking hazard.
You're kidding me.
Like,
Did
because
someone actually choke though? Like was there like I can imagine the stamp. Fair enough.
when I saw that it was a choking hazard, so some cereals offer for you to get stuff, you have to go online and register or something like that. Blah 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 blah. But the fact that you can't get it right then, they're like you can't go into a cereal aisle, buy a cereal, and there's a toy inside of it, because they deem that this generation can't this like tell what's cereal and what's a toy. Like they can't just be like, oh, and I get it. You're like, oh, little kids don't know any better. Maybe they don't even know there's a toy in there. But
Right.
my dude, like I need to look up that statistic of how many kids choked on toys from the
Same.
90s
Same.
to see why that was a thing. So that must have been a Karen somewhere. It's like, oh, this is dangerous. Let's ruin it for everybody.
Right. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Like, especially with the marketing back then, in cereals, they blatantly put it in your face on the front box that you knew it came with a toy. You knew it. You just knew, and you, me, everybody growing up was just there and just like, hey, this comes with a toy. We didn't have to worry about like, okay, I'm gonna choke on this. We just knew, hey, there's a toy in here. And what's the first thing you did when you opened the cereal before you even ate it?
Yeah.
Got it.
Funny enough. The toys used to be at the bottom of the bag,
Of
and
course.
then later on, it would be at the top. Like literally, you pop the bag open, and the toys right at the top,
Yeah, it makes sense because you got dirty hands just sticking it in your hand like just like
infesting the entire
infesting the
cereal with everything that you've touched on the playground, your ass,
yeah,
every
just
this is, oh, just
big
there's
fat
always that
hand.
kid that has a itchy ass and it's just like, oh hey man, can I get some cereal? You know what, bro? It's yours. It's yours.
Take the cereal.
That's your bag.
Just take it. Just take it. I got the toy. Just take the cereal.
But man,
That's it.
those cereals back in the day, the toys that came, it was an experience, man. It was you
You
got
had
your
to be
Saturday
there.
morning cartoons, you got your Ninja Turtle bowl, you got your Batman bank, you got your little collectible toys of Darkwing Duck, DuckTales, you got your spoons. Like it was it was a thing. It was just a great experience,
Growing up
and like
for sure.
like I'm trying to think because like my son now is gonna be 18,
Hmm.
and I'm trying to think of like buying him cereals and like what was that experience, and he never like he never asked me like, oh, I want a cereal because of this. I introduced him to some cereals, and that's how we would eat them here and there. But
Yeah.
it wasn't like a thing. And the other thing is, since I guess they had cartoons like 24/7,
Yeah.
it wasn't an event where you would grab your cereal, go sit down in front of the TV, and like in the morning, basically you could just do it at any time. So it wasn't as eventful.
Right.
Cereal's cool. Kids still love cereal. Cereal's still a thing. But cereals in the 90s and when you ate it and what you were doing when you had cereal,
Right.
it was its own thing.
It definitely was. And then again, you just had to be there. You had to
Yeah.
be there. It was an experience in time
Yeah.
for us growing up, and it sucks that kids these days can't experience that. I wish they would, but it's something you and I especially just cherish and hold on to,
Hmm.
and can pinpoint where we're at, where we're going, what we were doing at that time, and I'm glad I had that experience. Most definitely,
Yeah.
it's definitely a childhood experience that I loved, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
oh man,
with the yeah, like I'm telling you, as we're talking about it, I'm thinking of every time I sat down in front of the TV and ate
oh my
cereal. And I'm
god,
telling you about like Yo, like we said, we sat on the floor. The TVs were those wood grain TVs that were just
Yep.
on the floor.
Yep.
Like it's crazy how we went from watching TV like this to like this now. Like
Yep.
everything's changed. That we just it's
Exactly.
crazy.
It
But
is. It is a crazy time, and it was a great time, and yeah, and it just for us. It was a moment for us. I
yeah,
think,
but yeah,
and we'll hold on to it. But yeah, other stuff in the '90s for sure.
that
That
was that was the event. That was it. Cereal in the '90s. Your toys, your bowls, your exclusive themed cereals that came out for a limited time. If you were a fan of a certain thing, the chances are there was gonna be a cereal about it. The fact that there was a Gremlin cereal is just crazy to me.
yeah, a
But
Gremlin
yeah,
cereal.
but
The
yeah,
fact that there's a Mr. T or any of those, I'm like an Urkel cereal. I never would
Urkel
have.
cereal,
And
Urkel.
in my wildest imagination, that it'd be an Urkel cereal. That's
Yeah,
just crazy to me. But the marketing was different back then,
yeah,
and yeah, you don't. Again, that's another thing. You don't see that anymore. You don't
no,
see, you don't see that marketing with now it's popcorn buckets. That's how it is. And only
yeah,
for movies. So,
yeah,
but but you go into school. You can. I'm sure you flex those toys in school. Those
oh yeah.
Ducktales
And
toys.
they were so small that you just put them in your
Put in the
pocket or
pocket.
put them in your
Like,
bag.
check this out.
That Gizmo duck, man, I'm
That
telling you.
gizmo. Like, look at this gizmo duck.
They're coming in. I thought they were gonna be here today. They're coming in tomorrow. So the next
Nice.
episode, I'll have them here
You
and I'll
got to show it
flex it
off.
for you.
You're gonna
But
flex it for me, bro. Flex it, bro. I want to see it, bro. That was such a great toy, bro.
yeah.
Man. Yeah. Speaking of school, what's you ever had a yearbook?
So yes.
Mm,
Now the thing I'm gonna ask here is so when we were in school, like it's a generational thing. Like every generation has different things going on. And the funny thing is, you brought to my attention something that I didn't think of because I only know my generation of
right.
doing things. So when we were in school, obviously at the end of the year, you're told, I think yearbooks back then, at least in middle school and elementary school, they're like what, like $25, 15, $25.
Easily, I guess. I
I
mean, they
think
were thin.
the
The high
high
school ones are a
school,
little more expensive.
yeah, they were more expensive. It was
Yeah.
a higher gloss, higher like
Yeah.
kind of paper, but the elementary school and middle school ones were super cheap. And bro, when it was yearbook time, man, was it probably the best time. Obviously, school's ending, and
Yeah.
everyone's like super excited to either go to the next grade, summer's coming, whatever the case may be. Like it was a great time. The end of the school year was one of the best times. The last like 3.5, maybe that last month was awesome because we got our yearbooks,
Hmm.
and then we were just going around to all of our friends and getting them all to sign it, put their little messages. If you had a girlfriend, chances are she was going to try to take up a whole page. And
Yeah.
then you go to their yearbook as a guy
Yeah.
and you write, whatever you write on there, but it's like this big compared to the whole page that they took
Oh
up.
my God. Yeah,
And
for sure.
so I had the yearbook that comes to mind to me is my 8th grade yearbook.
Okay.
Ponce de Leon Middle School on
Hmm.
US 1, 1998. Right? Yeah. 1998. I have it somewhere on here. I was trying to find it for the episode, but I couldn't. It's somewhere buried under all this stuff. So this yearbook, the last page on the back, it's basically the base, like the actual page.
Right.
The girl who I was dating took up that entire page, the entire page, and
The
like
entire
wrote
autograph
like
page.
in super like huge font.
Oh my God.
So I'm just like, all right, cool. It's your girlfriend, It
So,
says what it
girlfriend,
says.
you're gonna be there
Oh,
forever.
it said something along the lines of, these have been the happiest 3 months of my life. 3 months.
Hmm.
I can't wait to spend the summer with you. Blah blah blah. All that good stuff, right? I'm like, all right, cool. It's a cool thing to have to reflect on and look at.
Yeah.
Then you have all the other stuff. So the crazy thing to me was the lingo.
Yeah.
So, you have the don't change for anybody.
Oh my God.
I was
Keep
like,
being yourself or don't change for
always
anybody.
be you. Like, don't
Always be
change
you.
for anybody. Um, they would give you their number. They're like,
Hmm.
oh, like we're talking about like people like you probably didn't even you talked like 4 times in the school year. They're
Easily.
like, oh, KIT,
Keep in
keep in
touch.
touch, yeah, and then
Here's
their
my
phone
phone
number.
number.
And I'm just like, yo, like
Am I gonna call this person? And of
I,
course, those numbers are probably house numbers
they were
because
house numbers. We didn't
they
have
didn't
cell
have cell
phones.
phones back. There's
I
no way those
think
numbers work.
I think somebody gave me their beeper number in my yearbook.
Oh
It's like,
yes,
yo,
the
beat me whenever
beepers.
you want, bro. And it's like, beeper number. Like, okay,
No, I'm not gonna do
yeah.
that. But yeah, that's that the lingo back then. That's how. I mean, it's funny because you talk about generational and you talk about like autographs back then and stuff like that. But it definitely you had autograph pages, right? Like
hmm
that's how it
Yeah, there's
was.
like, I think like three pages in the back of autograph. I think we would
One in the
use like
front.
one page in the front. Yeah,
Yeah, and then of course if that ran out, you just signed the hardcover on
the
the inside of the hard.
hardcover, or you find somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Find like a little space or whatever
Hmm
the space that somewhere your girlfriend took up. They find a little space in there. And then you
Yeah,
have to
I'm gonna get this
explain
corner
that
right here.
exactly. And you got to explain that. It's like that was my page. That was my page. Why did he sign?
That
I don't know, bro. I just gave it. I don't just gave it to her.
I
Just
want to say, like, the girl that I dated, she wrote on top of that page her name and put page. Like, this is blank page. So I'm like, all
like
right, and it's the whole thing.
territorial,
Hey,
bro. Yeah, that's
at 13 years old, and when you looked like me at 13, you give them the whole book. They could write
look,
whatever they want in the whole book.
take the whole book.
Funny enough,
And
like I said, I'm watching Family Matters, so I literally went from Urkel to Stefan Urkel that summer.
look at that. Look at
So,
that. It's
but
from
anyways,
eighth grade, so right before you got to ninth grade,
literally
boom.
that summer of going from eighth grade to ninth grade is when my mutation kicked in,
That's
and I
funny
went
because
from looking like just a dork, like just a fugly, mutated dork, to like, it sounds cocky, but like to a really ridiculously good-looking teenager with muscles.
same. Hey, I'm right there with you. I got rid of the mushroom haircut. I had the mushroom haircut from sixth to seventh to eighth grade, and summertime they're like, it's time to get rid of the mushroom haircut, and I'm like, all right, what are we going with? Of course, we went to Ricky Martin
The
haircut.
Ricky Martin run, yeah, man. I mean, hey, I
So
had something. I didn't have the Ricky Martin, but I was doing like the blowout at the time.
yeah, the
Like everyone
blowouts,
was doing the fade.
the fade with the picks
Yeah.
side.
And I was doing the blowout with the little lines.
Yeah, that's how I made. That's how it was. But yeah, it's funny how you say with these yearbooks, and because you can see these pictures and go back and stuff like that. I'm curious to go back to like my middle school ones because I never got my middle school ones. But I'm wondering because there's yearbook.com and you could like
Hmm
go and see if someone posted their entire yearbook. Like someone
Really?
had like yeah, and someone uploaded their entire yearbook.
Oh snap! I know.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if I could find my middle school ones because there was a couple girls in there that was like, man, she is so good looking. And of course, for some reason, the girls in middle school were like, obviously matured more than the guys, so they were prettier and they were, like, so it was. But yeah, it's definitely and it still happens now. It's not that it doesn't happen now. I think just the lingo changes. I don't know
Yeah.
how. I wouldn't know. I would have to go back to my
Like I
sister's yearbook.
remember when I went through it right when I moved up here about almost, wow, 2 years ago. I've been up here for 2 years. And I remember like one kid. This kid was super cool. He and I got to do a trip every year to Epcot Center because we were in the Yes Club. I
Oh,
was
okay,
only in this club because of that trip.
of
It's
course,
a youth environmental science club.
makes sense.
What did I care about? I didn't. Sorry to say, I didn't care. I just knew that every year at the end of the year they go to Epcot, and I double dipped because at the end of eighth grade I went to Epcot with them with the Yes Club, and I went to the eighth grade field trip to Busch Gardens.
Ah,
So the end of my year was awesome in eighth grade.
of
Like I had
course.
like field trips like crazy. But anyways, this kid Hans, he literally writes, "Hey man, you're super cool. Have a cool summer." And then like he drew like a sun, like
Okay.
a horizon and a sun. I think like two birds. I was like,
Oh, that's
"Damn,
nice.
Hans, that's pretty dope."
Yeah.
Then you have your group of friends and you have your inside jokes, and like I think my group of friends, we were super into like Dragon Ball Z, and this is like when it was not cool. Anime was not cool.
No, you had to hide it.
You were made fun of if
Oh,
you
for
were
sure.
seen with anything that had to do with Dragon Ball Z at the time.
Yep.
And everyone had picked a character. I didn't have access to watch it, so like I would just like hang out with them. I'm like, yeah, like I think that's cool, stuff like that. They gave me the weirdest thing. They're just like, okay, well, Dragon Ball Z, I'm this character, I'm this character. My friend Brian was Trunks, this guy was Goku, this guy was Gohan. And I'm just like, all right, everyone's taken. Like literally, even the crappy ones, everyone's taken. I was like, who the hell am I? And they're like, well, you could be the camera guy. Like the camera guy? What camera guy? Well, the guy's off camera. There's somebody recording this. Like somebody's recording the whole thing. I'm like, so
The camera guy.
one of the guys, I'm telling you, when I find it, I'll send a picture. I'll put it up. One of the guys literally signed, "Hey man, have a cool summer. You're cool. Don't change for anybody. Love always trunks or something like that." And there's like camera guy. Like that was my thing in the group. I was camera guy. I'm just
Okay.
like, cool. I'm camera guy.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. And then, like, as a boy, you go to all the girls, hey, I hope you have a good summer. Sometimes from middle school to high school, a lot of your friends are going to another school. They're not going to your school. So that's like your last time to like kind of make it a thing because there was no social media, there wasn't anything like that. So you had to like, you know, get the phone number in that sense. Like, oh, let's keep in touch, blah blah. So I went to like every like female friend that I had because I didn't know who was going where. And I didn't want to be that like very investigative person that's just like, oh, so what school are you going to? Are you going to
Yeah,
Coral Gables or are you going to Miami High or are
of
you going to
course.
another school? So I remember just going to every like all my friends, all the girls and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, like, and then you get the same thing. Keep in touch, phone number. Don't change for buddy,
Buddy.
like
N-E,
buddy,
buddy. Like
buddy.
there are two letters to spell
Yeah,
anybody.
any
The
no, you're
any
the N
anybody,
E buddy.
bro.
Um,
That's yeah,
yeah,
the
it was
lingo
just
back
funny.
then. And
Yeah,
of course, you got the idiots, which I hated. This drove me nuts, bro. Where here, yeah, I'll sign your yearbook. Oh, okay, cool. I'm thinking they're just gonna sign your name, and of course, it has to be the one dork that like everybody kind of made fun of. It's like, and they would put the I, I did, I did this, I did this too. And they would just stupidity. I hated it.
yeah,
I think remember in my at least in my high school yearbook, someone was trying to do that. I'm like, bro, you're not doing this now. That's like middle school shit. And I like ripped it off, and there's like a big line across. I wouldn't leave. I wouldn't let him finish it. I was so pissed.
yeah.
I hate. I couldn't stand those type of people like that. That did
Well,
that crap.
the crazy thing, when I found that yearbook that I'm telling you about, I mean, I knew my yearbook was vandalized, because I've had this all this time. But I just like when I found it in the move, I was reminded of it. And it's so crazy. So my yearbook somehow, some way, ended up staying at a friend's house that will
Mhm.
remain unnamed here.
Okay.
This person doesn't exist in my life anymore, and they're doing their thing. Everyone in my circle knows this person. Anyways, moving on. Somehow my yearbook ended up staying at this guy's house when we were in eighth grade, or I think I was in ninth grade already. I get the yearbook back. I'm like, yeah, bro, I left my yearbook at your house. Blah 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 blah. I get it back. I don't go through it. Like I'm just like it was there. Like
Right.
it's signed and all that stuff. Maybe like a year and a half later, I left Coral Gables and I went to another school, Coral Park. And the girl I was dating when I was in Coral Park comes over to my house and she's like, "Oh, your eighth grade yearbook, how embarrassing! I want to see what she looked like." And obviously, like she knew that like I mutated into the
Right. Right.
freaking the Backstreet Boy that I was at that moment. So, um, she gets the yearbook and she's going through it, and I'm just like kind of like embarrassed. I'm like, "Oh, she's gonna see what a dork I was." And then she says something. She's just like, "Why would you do this?" I'm like, "What? Do what?" And then my picture was completely scratched off. I'm like,
You're
"What
kidding
the
me? Like
hell?"
completely with like a
Yeah,
pen?
like the little circle, the little square that I had, I was scratched out. I'm like, "What the
You
hell?"
couldn't. I mean, how scratched out? You couldn't
No,
even
like
see you.
with a pen, not a marker, with a pen, like like just they silhouetted me. I look like an unlocked character.
Oh my god.
So, and then people, I guess, they also wrote like some messages next to their pictures. Like, you had the border where it says the names,
Yeah.
and they wrote like some stuff on the side of their picture or on their picture, and like some of the stuff was like crossed out, or like there was commentary, like somebody wrote, "Oh, you're the best friend I ever had. Thank you for always being there." And like in another like handwriting in
Hmm.
different ink color, yeah, right. And I'm like, what the hell, bro? And then I go to now I'm upset and like what the
Right.
hell happened? I get the yearbook and I start going through it. I go to the back and look at the autograph stuff. Thankfully, none of it was like taken off or scratched over, but there was like stuff around other people's comments with
Right.
the same handwriting and the same color ink. So I'm
Right.
just like, bro, somebody like this book has been in one place. And the only other time that wasn't within my possession was when I was at this kid's house. So I go to him. I'm like, hey, bro, let me ask you a question. Did you mess up my yearbook? Did you like just go in there and go ham on everyone that you didn't like? And even me, like, I'm scratched out on my own damn yearbook. He's like, no, bro. The thing is, bro, this a friend of ours, I won't say his name. He follows me. He's a very cool kid, by the way. The kid that he tried to blame it on,
Right.
to this day, he's always reposting stuff
Right.
of the retro room and stuff like that. Love
Nice.
the guy.
Nice.
He goes to me, yeah, man. No, I don't know if you and this guy have a problem, but yeah, he just grabbed your yearbook and just started just going in there and like scratching stuff out. And I'm like, really? This guy? So I
Mm.
confronted him years later, and I was like, "Hey, man, our mutual friend said that you one day my yearbook was at his house. You grabbed it and just unleashed all your hate for me and I like all the people around me and just went ham on my yearbook." And he's just like, "No, man, I wouldn't do that." I'm like, "That's the thing. I don't think you would either, and I think you and I are cool."
Mm.
He's like, "Nah, man, that was that guy. He
Wow.
he has like a love hate thing with you. He has like this envy thing. Sometimes he likes you, other times he thinks you're like a douchebag. I don't know what's going on with him, but he has an issue with you." And I'm just like, "What the hell?" And I'm just like, it just threw me off. And I'm just like, "Bro." And now here's my yearbook. Like even if I do have that picture, like
Yeah.
independent pictures. Remember, my parents used to buy like the wallet
Yeah.
sizes and stuff like that. I have those pictures somewhere, but like in the yearbook, like it's scratched out.
That sucks, bro.
Yeah. So
Man, that
crazy.
sucks.
Just just crazy immature things. Like it was just that's stuff that happened, and
That's
I
the
have
immature stuff.
like I said, the good thing is all the like the writings and the stuff that people wrote to me, all
It's
that is
still
still
there.
there. That's yeah.
Well, that's good. At least you got those memories still, and you can read them back
But
and stuff
like
like that.
I'm scratched out. I think it says uh well, it says something on there, but I can't say it because it's not appropriate to say.
I just
Um,
gotta ask, did he mess with your girls at the time page?
yeah.
He did? Oh my god.
I want to say, I'm telling you, I'm gonna find the yearbook and I'm gonna send you a picture of it. I want to say it looks like he drew a little cartoon farting on her. Again, this shows you the level of
Yeah,
immaturity.
immaturity.
Mind you, we're eighth grade, ninth grade,
Yeah, it
but
makes
still,
sense.
it's just like I'm there, and then like over her head it says, "Yeah, right."
Well, you
Again,
couldn't come up with some originality, huh? It was just yeah, right everywhere.
yeah.
Just like,
So
jeez,
this is the same kid that like couldn't get a girl for his life, like, and he
jeez.
hated on everybody else around him. And the crazy thing is, I accepted and like let this kid that he was around. He was in my like he was with my family. He did everything. We
Right.
embraced this kid, and then to find out that he secretly hated me or would have like these waves of "I like you, I hate you" thing. That's just crazy. But
Yeah, it is.
anyways,
Well,
but yeah, man.
it was a good time to like do signatures, and I think we could end on this. It's funny because I go back to my dad's yearbook, and I was obsessed with it, so I definitely wanted my own yearbook, but I noticed that they didn't have autograph pages back then. At
Hmm.
least in my dad's yearbook, he graduated of Sunset 1981.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, so I go back and I'm like, oh man, everybody's signing on their picture
Hmm.
and they're signing on like you're if you're a part of a club, band, football, whatever, you would take these other pictures and people would sign them next to those pictures. Or if you weren't, you'd sign next to your school yearbook picture.
Hmm.
And this is how it was. I mean that I think that's the difference between generations. Like now I think they still have autograph pages. But I remember my dad, it was, hey, here, this guy's name and you'd write it next to his picture and band or whatever. That's how it was back then. And it
Yeah.
just shows the generational gaps between yearbooks. I was like, oh, okay, they don't want that. They want to save the thing. But for some reason, I don't know why, I thought it was a lot cooler just signing and I did it one time. My story is I was like, I thought it was so cool. I thought it was like, this is so cool. Signing next, it's like almost signing like an autograph next to your picture. I think
Hmm.
that's how I took it as. And I did it one time on a friend's yearbook, and because I was in band and they had got a shot of me, and I like literally signed it, and I go, hey, have a great summer, whatever, again, keep in touch, and I put my
KIT.
KIT, put my phone number, and they were pissed off, And they're like, "Why would you sign it? There's autograph pages on here. Why would you sign it?" I'm like, "What are you talking about? It's cool, bro. This is what you do." And it just shows you the generational gap between my dad's year and my year, where I thought it was the coolest thing. I was like, "Yeah, I'm
Hmm.
doing it right here. I have a picture that's in band. They got of me sporadic. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna sign it right here." Bro, that guy was pissed. I never heard the end of it, bro. I never heard the end of that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, different.
So
I think I saw one of my mom's yearbooks, and it was similar. Like people were signing next to like their names or their pictures. They weren't. I don't think there was an autograph book.
yeah.
I just remembered right now. I didn't. We didn't talk about this. Yo, you remember people used to buy out pages on the
Oh yeah.
yearbook?
Yeah, for sure.
Like
Like
you could
as
literally buy out
parents.
a whole page. Like if it's like you and like your girlfriend, or like
Yeah.
there's like companies. Oh yeah, let's throw like this pizza place into the
Yeah.
yearbook and
Yeah,
stuff
they'll
like
be
that.
advertising. That's how they pay for the yearbook. And
Hmm.
I'd still like that to this day. And parents would pay out on like senior year, would pay a whole page to dedicate it to their kid.
Yeah.
And you'd have a whole page just to yourself.
I think there was like a couple, like a boy and girl couple, that somehow, some way they bought out a page, and it's just one whole page of like them. And you could tell it's like a bunch of pictures that were taken throughout the year, and
Yeah.
like they cut it, made a collage, and just like, oh, we want this to be. And I was like, yo, you really? And I'm here thinking like,
For
yo,
everybody to see
after high school, like, do you guys really think you're gonna be together? Granted, I was
at the
in
time.
I was in a relationship where I thought that as well. Like, how a kid thinks that you're gonna be with that one person from 16 for the rest of your life is crazy.
It
I
does
know,
happen. I just
I
don't think it
know
happens in Miami.
that. Well,
If it does, it's a rarity.
do. I no, I don't know anybody. Do I know anybody that's been
I don't
together
know
since high
anybody. I don't
school?
know any high school sweethearts. That's what they're. I don't
I
know.
I might know one or two. I mean, as this goes out, and we'll make a reel of this.
Yeah,
We'll
and
see. So
see if
I'll put it outside. If you are still dating your high school sweetheart and you are following and listening to this, please let me know so I can
yeah,
put a poll up for this.
yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, especially Miami only. I'd like to know: are you still with your high school sweetheart? Married, kids, everything? Because for me, it was a rarity. I don't think it. I don't think it happened. But
I want to say maybe not that went to school with me, but I think I know some people that I've met later on in life that I've worked with in certain places that are that they're still with their high school sweethearts.
they're still together now to this
Yeah.
day.
I
Not like, oh
I
yeah,
have
we were together and then we got divorced. No, no, no. Still
I have
together.
one couple in mind. I don't want to say it in case I'm wrong, but I have one couple in mind that I think I met the husband when I worked at Best Buy, and I think they were high school sweethearts.
All right. Well,
But
well, that was a good show, brother.
yeah, man. I mean, we dove into that serial conversation like Scrooge McDuck diving into that bank of coins
Oh,
and
something I wanted to do
backstroking.
forever. I wanted to do that. Come on, as a kid, you wanted to do that, but in reality, that would have hurt.
Yeah,
I think Family Guy did an episode where he like broke his like.
yeah. Here's the funny thing, and everything's full circle. I just recently got a PS3 from a very good friend of mine. He gave it to me for the retro room, and I had the Ducktales game. They did like a remaster on it, and this was not in the original game.
Right.
But in the new game, there's a part where you could just chill in the tower, the bank tower, and you could just dive into the money and just swim. Yeah,
That's
you could literally
ridiculous.
just dive into the money. He comes up, he spits coins out, he's swimming. And I'm just like, it's just to this day, that's just a cool image. Just
It
being able to
is.
dive in. Our way of doing that, I guess, is just jumping into the ball pit, which we've already talked
Yeah,
about.
I think so for sure.
You jump into the ball pit and I've had people comment on TikTok about, well, the reason why they take those out is because sometimes you'd find a diaper, you'd find a turd,
Oh
it
my
might be
god.
wet, somebody peed themselves, you already experienced some pee in the Discovery Zone situation.
Yes.
So
Don't even remind me again. Thanks.
yeah, but yeah, man, that was crazy. But man, this was that serial talk took me back. The
I
yearbook
definitely
we might come back to the yearbook thing. I feel like there's definitely a lot more we could touch up on,
for sure.
but that serial combo and that ridiculous list
No,
that those I
no.
want to say most of the ones that we put in our top five. First of all, Frosted Flakes wasn't anywhere on that list.
Yeah, that's right. It wasn't.
It
How
wasn't
is not?
anywhere on that list. So
Sorry.
whoever came up with that list, You guys are clowns.
Yeah,
They're
no offense,
clowns.
but sorry, I don't think you
No, all
experienced it.
offense.
Not
All offense.
all of
That
it.
list was absolute trash.
I'm sorry to all the Gen Zers out there. That's what I think the list came
Yeah.
from. I don't think it came from millennials,
No.
especially older millennials. There's no
Yeah.
way. Especially if you don't have Frosted Flakes on there. No
Yeah.
freaking way.
But yeah,
So,
man, an
all right, bro.
absolute banger of an episode. It was
For sure.
awesome. I just
And
want
it
to say thank you to everyone who is checking in, who is listening, who is streaming it. We are on basically all the streaming platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, or Apple Podcasts. I mean, any place that you stream podcasts, it should be on there. And we're on YouTube. And you're gonna see all the shorts and the reels. So everyone, thank you. Keep posting, keep
yes.
liking, keep subscribing. It helps us out a lot. And
And comment if you have any questions or anything we
or any
talked about in here.
ideas,
Or
like
any
what
ideas.
throw if you have and like something that you just thought of that is oh, do you remember this? Let us know what it is, and we'll throw a little segment into about it.
All right. I think that's a great ender right there.
Yeah.
Subscribe, listen, and enjoy.
Yeah. So with that being said, everyone, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I'm Rolly. That
I'm
is
Tony.
Tony. And this has been Rolly's Retro Room podcast, where basically when you come in here, and this is a time machine, we're taking you back. We're taking you back to the 80s and 90s. Take
Enjoy.
it easy.